Alrighty, time now to get into the working memory model. Now, if you don't usually teach this, like I never did before, because it seemed a bit daunting and scary, don't be put off by it. I think you won't regret introducing the working memory model to your course. Such a relevant concept, and it's actually, I don't think it's too daunting to do the working memory model. We have 4 lessons in this topic. Just introducing the concept of working memory. That takes quite a bit of grasping for kids. Then going more into the actual model itself, and then the last 2 we're looking at supporting studies. So in our first introduction lesson, this is what we're looking at now. So we're just going to review what we did in the multi-store model, and this is what I want them out of this lesson. You know, what is the working memory model? If they just leave the lesson with knowing what working memory is, fantastic, great. This is an extension question as well, looking at how it elaborates on the multi-store model. Recapping HM, you might want to use this as a chance to go back and do the star tracing task. I don't know if you're really creative, you can get someone to design the box or make the box yourself and how it can work. There's a video in the unit plan where you can see what it looks like, or you can just do the task online here. Yeah, so it can be a fun thing to do, just to recap HM. And also talk about what this shows about the hippocampus in implicit and explicit memory is a good recap as well. In this next part, I just like to let them go nuts on these video games, and just so they play it. Now, this is going to be useful later when we try and talk about the concept of working memory. We can use examples of these games to talk about what working memory is. Because if you talk about in the abstract like this definition here, which we can do after, it's a little bit tricky, but we want to use as many concrete examples as we can, and those games give a good example of that. Here I like to give a couple of examples of, close your eyes, picture yourself walking from school. They're using their visuospatial working memory. Another example, doing mathematics in their head. Okay, then we get them to think about it. There's this brain in their workbooks. How many can they think of? And just try and get them, how many different ways do they use their working memory? And then try and write a definition. Could you write a definition that covers all of those? And maybe they'll remember the definition we gave them here, but that'd be fun. This is a good TED Talk to watch, and there are questions in the workbook as well, just to keep them focused. With focus questions for videos, I just usually tell them, look, don't write anything as you're watching, but just keep those in your back of your mind, and then after, they'll turn in little groups and they'll try and cover and answer the questions after the video's watched. Because if they try and answer the question and watch the video, they might not pick up everything and might miss some points. Okay, and then we can go over the answers to these 4 working memory questions. I'd like them, I think reading this lesson in the textbook is probably good to reinforce it. It's a short lesson, won't take too long. And then this is a guiding question. Now I think this question itself isn't essential, it's pretty extended, but really what we're just trying to get them to do is think about this concept of working memory. Yeah, and then this might be a good just a review. Can they diagram the model, the working memory model from memory? Right, a little piece of paper as they leave. Right, and that's the first episode. Then we'll go into it further with the next one.